Groundedness asks a simple question: does each claim actually follow from the provided sources? This AiQualtest episode gives product, engineering, risk, and quality teams a practical, vendor-neutral playbook for groundedness evaluation in 2026. Use a simple operating loop: source, claim, support, and score. That loop keeps conversations concrete when stakeholders disagree about quality or risk. Why this matters: ungrounded answers look confident and create enterprise risk. Groundedness evals catch unsupported claims before customers do. They are foundational for RAG and knowledge assistance in regulated settings. Enterprises shipping AI into banking, insurance, healthcare, and digital operations cannot rely on hallway demos. Buyers, auditors, and internal second-line risk partners ask for repeatable methods, version artifacts, and clear ownership. If you cannot explain how you tested and what evidence you keep, you do not have AI quality, you have optimism. Core concepts come next. Do not memorize jargon, operationalize each idea into cases, metrics, and gates. Concept 1: Claim segmentation. Split answers into checkable claims. Whole answer scores hide mixed quality. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Concept 2: Support labels. Mark supported, unsupported, or contradictory relative to sources. Be explicit. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Concept 3: Source fidelity. Evaluate against the retrieved context actually used, not the entire corpus. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Concept 4: Partial credit. Score mixed answers carefully. One bad claim can still be a release blocker. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Concept 5: Abstention quality. Reward appropriate I don't know when sources are insufficient. Over-answering is a defect. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Concept 6: Human calibration. Spot check automated groundedness judges with experts. Domain nuance matters. In practice, treat this as a measurable property: define what good looks like, attach evidence, and track it across model, prompt, data, and tooling changes. Here is a real-world pattern. Setting: aerospace supplier knowledge bot answering from controlled engineering procedures. Groundedness scoring found answers that mixed procedure text with plausible but unsupported torque values. Engineering QA blocked release until unsupported numeric claims were eliminated. The team added claim level scoring and abstention training. Auditors later reviewed groundedness trends as part of quality system evidence. Notice the pattern: define scope, run controlled tests, capture evidence, decide with named owners, and feed failures back into the next cycle. That is how AI quality becomes a system property, not a slide. Common mistakes slow mature programs. Mistake 1: Scoring fluency instead of source support. Teams that skip this create silent risk that surfaces in production or audits. Mistake 2: Checking claims against the wrong or incomplete context. Teams that skip this create silent risk that surfaces in production or audits. Mistake 3: Allowing one unsupported claim to hide in an otherwise good answer. Teams that skip this create silent risk that surfaces in production or audits. Mistake 4: Punishing honest abstention when sources are thin. Teams that skip this create silent risk that surfaces in production or audits. The antidote is discipline: small goal sets, explicit thresholds, change control, and monitoring that connects production incidents back to evaluation suites. Key takeaways for your team. Takeaway 1: Evaluate claim level support against actual sources. Takeaway 2: Treat contradictions and unsupported facts as serious defects. Takeaway 3: Reward calibrated abstention. Takeaway 4: Calibrate automated groundedness checks with experts. Write these into your team wiki and release checklist so they survive staffing changes. Your next steps this week: annotate 40 answers at claim level as supported/unsupported/contradictory. Then, add a groundedness gate for any workflow that cites enterprise documents. Keep the artifacts, prompts, datasets, scores, approvals so you can defend the decision later. Where this fits the AiQualtest method, learn the foundations with AiVELabs, practice with hands-on cases, and validate with governed evaluation evidence. Visit aiqualtest.com and learn.aiqualtest.com. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for weekly AI quality, evaluation, and governance episodes. Additional depth for practitioners: treat groundedness evaluation as a controlled experiment. Version the inputs, freeze the environment where possible, record who approved exceptions, and rerun after every material change, model upgrade, prompt edit, retrieval index refresh, or tool permission change. Pair quality metrics with latency, cost, and safety signals so trade-offs are visible to product owners. When results regress, open an incident-style review even if the feature still looks fine in a demo. Governed teams prefer boring, evidence-backed releases over surprising wins that cannot be reproduced.